Today we have a very important and, one might say, vital topic. We will talk about how to recognize bad people and protect yourself from their negative influence. We all want to believe in the best, don't we? We believe that the people around us are kind, honest, and always ready to help. But unfortunately, the reality is not always so rosy. There are people in the world who, without even thinking, can hurt us, deceive us, or use us for their own selfish purposes. Sometimes it can be difficult to distinguish such people from everyone else. They may seem very pleasant and even friendly at first glance. But if we learn to recognize the signs that someone may be dangerous, we can save ourselves and our loved ones from many troubles. Today, we want to tell you how you can notice these alarming signals, how to stop in time and not succumb to the tricks of such people. We will talk about what actions will help you protect yourself from their influence and maintain your peace of mind. In this video, we will analyze in detail 9 signs that indicate that you are facing a bad person. We will also share practical tips on how to avoid such people and keep your life in harmony and safety. Before we start, let's do one little thing. If you are interested in learning more about life wisdom and you want to receive useful advice, right now click on the like button. This will help us continue to share important and useful topics with you. Also, don't forget to leave a comment at the bottom if you have thoughts or personal experiences that you want to share. Your ideas and stories will help other viewers, and we are always happy to know what you think. So, the first alarming sign of a bad person is when he takes pleasure in the suffering of others. It sounds creepy, doesn't it? But unfortunately, such people do exist. They like to see someone else going through pain, fear, or embarrassment, and they can even actively contribute to these troubles. Imagine that you have a colleague at work who, instead of supporting you in a difficult moment, on the contrary, laughs at your problems. Or, for example, a friend who, instead of cheering you up when you feel bad, starts making fun of your personal situation. These are clear signals that this person doesn't care about your feelings and maybe even enjoys being hurt. It is important to learn to recognize such signs as early as possible. If you notice that someone is laughing at your difficulties or hurting you on purpose, try to distance yourself from this person. Such relationships can seriously undermine your emotional health, so it's best to limit communication and protect yourself from negative influences. 2. Another sign worth paying attention to is a person's need to control their life. Such people tend to keep everything under their control and are willing to do a lot to maintain this control. These can be both close people and colleagues who constantly interfere in your affairs and try to dictate to you what to do and how to do it. For example, imagine a boss who monitors literally every detail of your work, even those tasks that you already do well on your own. Or a friend who constantly decides for you what to do, where to go, and how to behave. These people manipulate situations so that you feel dependent on them, and they can control every aspect of your life. What can be done to avoid falling under such influence? The most important thing is to set clear boundaries. Don't let such people make decisions for you and interfere in your personal affairs. Remind yourself that you have the right to independence and freedom of choice. Your independence is the key to your well-being and happiness. Sometimes we feel that something is wrong, even if we cannot explain exactly what is bothering us. This is the third sign of a bad person, a strange feeling or discomfort that occurs when you are near him, even if he does not do anything specific. Imagine that you are at a family meeting and suddenly feel some inexplicable tension, although at first glance everything seems to be in order. Such feelings are hints from your subconscious mind that something is wrong with this person. Our body and mind sometimes pick up subtle signals that we cannot notice on a conscious level. Listen to your feelings and attach importance to them. If you are always uncomfortable around someone, it may be a sign that this person is having a negative effect on you. It is better to trust your feelings and try to limit communication with such a person in order to preserve your emotional well-being. 3. Another important sign of a bad person is a complete lack of responsibility for their actions. Such people will never admit their mistakes and will always find a way to shift the blame to someone else. They like to play the role of victims in order to evoke sympathy from others and avoid the consequences of their actions. This behavior is not only annoying, but it can also hurt you a lot, especially if such a person manipulates you to make you feel guilty for his mistakes. This can undermine your self-confidence and create unnecessary problems in life. It is very important to learn how to recognize such behavior and not allow such people to manipulate you. If someone constantly shirks responsibility and shifts the blame to others, try to distance yourself from them. Don't let him make you feel guilty for your mistakes and decisions. Your emotional health and self-confidence deserve a better environment. 4. Another striking sign of a bad person is the habit of constantly lying. Such people lie for their own benefit or just for fun, without thinking about the consequences for others. For them, lying is a way to manipulate reality in order to look better in the eyes of others or avoid responsibility. It is important to understand that lying destroys the foundation of any relationship, trust. If a person is lying, it means that they do not respect you and do not consider it important to be honest. Constant lying can confuse you, make you doubt your intuition, and bring a lot of pain. What should you do if you notice that someone in your environment is constantly lying? Evaluate the influence of this person on your life. Will you be able to continue to trust him? After all, if lying has become a habit for him, it is worth seriously considering whether it is possible to maintain a trusting relationship with him. Sometimes the best solution is to limit communication with such a person in order to protect yourself from disappointment and save your nerves. 5. The next sign of a bad person is a lack of remorse. Such people do not feel guilty for their actions, and moreover, they can manipulate the situation so that you begin to doubt your reality. They will not hesitate to use you or ignore your feelings without feeling any remorse. For example, you may have a colleague who shamelessly appropriates your work and presents it as his own, or a friend who constantly ignores your feelings and needs and shows no remorse for his actions. These people may even make you think that you are to blame for what is happening, although in fact, they are behaving unacceptably. To maintain your emotional health, it is important to distance yourself from such people and not let them manipulate you. Remember that your well-being is important, and you should not tolerate behavior that destroys it. The seventh sign of a bad person is cruelty. Such people can be aggressive and even enjoy hurting others. They use words and actions to humiliate and offend, and they do it with pleasure. Remember that no one deserves to be a victim of cruelty, and it is important to surround yourself with people who respect and support you. The eighth sign of a bad person is contempt. Such people constantly criticize and disparage everything related to you in order to undermine your self-esteem and self-confidence. They can show their disdain to make you feel insecure and unreliable. For example, you may have a partner who constantly criticizes your appearance, does not support your efforts, and highlights your shortcomings. This display of contempt can seriously affect your self-esteem and emotional state. The ninth sign of a bad person is animal cruelty. People who do not show empathy for animals and treat them cruelly can often show aggression towards other people. Their cruelty and disrespect for life often extend to human relationships. For example, you may have a neighbor who treats his dog roughly, yells at him, or uses physical punishment, or someone who keeps animals in terrible conditions, does not take care of their needs and ignores their suffering. This is not just mistreatment of animals, it is a signal of deep internal conflict and lack of empathy. What should you do if you encounter such behavior? First, distance yourself from such people so as not to expose yourself and your loved ones to negative influences. Secondly, report animal cruelty to the appropriate organizations or animal welfare services. This will not only help the animals themselves, but can also prevent possible manifestations of aggression against humans. Remember that your responsibility is to protect those who cannot protect themselves and to prevent cruelty in their environment. So we've come to the end of our video. I hope you found it useful and got a lot of valuable information. If you notice other signs of bad people that we haven't discussed, be sure to write about them in the comments. Your experience and observations will help other people figure out this important issue. If you liked the video and you want to receive more similar materials, click on the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support is very important to us and helps us create even more useful content. Thank you for watching our video. See you soon.